my dear friends, and my PMI family, joy is one of the words which we say so often. We say, I am so joyful to be here. I am so joyful, therefore I am doing this. And so we see that joy is one of the expressions which is used very often. Today's reading, when we reflect on Mary's visitation to her cousin Elizabeth, is a spontaneous response from deep within her own being. She experiences joy which she wants to share with someone. And so naturally she goes out and reaches out to her cousin Elizabeth. And Elizabeth also, in turn, we can see, responds to that joyful expression, and she passes on that joy to another. So we see that joy is something which is being passed on. It reminds me of a little story which I read. It speaks of a villager who has a bumper crop, and his grapes are very beautiful, very delicious, juicy. And so the first thought that comes to his mind is, I should give this to that old monk at the monastery who opens the door every time I go there and welcomes me. So he picks up that bunch of grapes and he goes and offers it as a gift to the old monk at the monastery, at the gate. And he tells him that I want to share this with you and I'm so happy that I can share it with you. And the monk receives that bunch of grapes. But he says, I should pass this on, not to me, but I should pass it on to the abbot of this house, because he's the one who's most deserving. He's such a gracious person, he's such a lovely person. So I think he deserves it. And so he takes a bunch of grapes and he goes to the abbot and he says, I received this gift and I think you are most worthy of it. So he receives it very gracefully, but to his mind immediately he comes a seminarian who is not well. And so he remembers that seminarian who is in the infirmary and he thinks of him and he says, how about sharing this bunch of grapes which is so full of life with this brother who is ill? It would bring him joy, it would make him happy. And so he takes a bunch and goes and shares it with this little gentleman who is sick there. And he feels so happy that the abbot thought of him in these moments. And so to his mind, when he receives the grapes, the first thought that comes to his mind is, why don't I share this with the cook? The cook is one person who is always very kind to me. He prepares this meal so nicely. He takes care of me, especially in these moments when I am recovering. So I think he deserves it. So he waits for the cook to come. And when the cook comes, he gives it to the cook and says, my friend, I would like to share this with you. And so the cook receives it with joy. And as he is going, he thinks of the new seminarian who has come in, the new added member to this. And he says, why don't I share it with this young brother who has come in? He deserves it more than anybody else because he must be missing his family. And so the thought of sharing it with this new seminarian was something very good. Let him feel at home here. Like he may be missing his mother, he may be missing his family. So if I share this with him, he would feel very happy. And so he goes and gives it to this young seminarian. The seminarian, in turn, is so thrilled. And when he receives it, he says, how about sharing it with that old monk who sits at the gate, who opens the gate? And when I entered this monastery for the first time, he was the one who welcomed me. He welcomed me in such a way that I felt that this is my family now. And why don't I share it with him for being such a wonderful man and such a wonderful person. So we see that the joy that was passed from one person to the next, it ultimately returned to the old monk who went and gave it to the abbot, and then from one to the next, it came back to him. When we look at joy, it is something like that. Joy is a deep satisfaction when you connect with God. And therefore, Jesus says, my joy is in you, and your joy will be complete. And we see that in the life of Mother Mary, the reading which we did today. Mary experienced the joy of conceiving Jesus in her heart, the holy joy. And that joy she could not contain. And so she takes that joy to her cousin Elizabeth. And we see that in her womb, John the Baptist, who was conceived, leaps for joy. And this is the joy that we should pray about. And we look at it and we see and we experience it in the life of Saint Maximilian Kolbe, our patron. He had a joy which he communicated to all the inmates there. Of course, in his lifetime also we see he was into printing and all that. And he was communicating this joy, this love which he had experienced. Coming to our ministry now. We would be most joyful, brothers and sisters, if we are possessed by this holy joy. We should reach out and experience this holy joy in the presence of the Blessed Sacrament. Because Jesus is that joy. Because we know that at Christmas, joy to the world. And so we are sure that it is Jesus who is the joy to this world. And if we have that joy in our hearts, we will be able to reach out to many more, especially through this ministry of ours. The first people that come in contact with us is the officials. We will be able to bring this joy of Christ to them. They will see it in us and they will be filled and they will say, yes, our hearts are burning. We long for these people to come because they bring joy into this place where we are working. And they will open the doors to the prisoners for us. And there we can meet our brethren there. And we enter into their lives. And from that gloom, from that sadness possibly which they are in, we bring them that joy. The joy which Mother Mary brought to Elizabeth. The joy which the infant in her womb leapt for joy. This is the joy that we are celebrating today, which we are reflecting on today. God bless you. Amen.